Everybody, if you are in YouTube or Periscope, let me know. Shoot me a message. Let me know that you're alive. And I'm trying to put this together and going over here. All right. Tali and Christina, how are you all doing? Let's see. NFL schedule comes out tonight. Looking forward to it. Are we going to have some football? I hope so. All right. So this is great. Free Candy, good to see you here. Brussy Charlie, good to see you here. Charlie out in Netherlands. My pal Lisa from North Carolina is here. So, Charlie, I read your message today. Hello, Candace. How are you today? And I'm trying to figure out how to do that. So, guys, Charlie brought up the fact that did you guys notice it was basically episode 30? We've done 30 of these. Now, I've been doing these in some of the Art of Charm groups beforehand. But as for like it's a stream that has been going out to everybody and that has been archived, this is number 30. So I'm pretty excited about that. Hello, Eric Down. What up? Thank you very much for joining us. So that's pretty rad. So this is number 30. I'm really excited about that. What's up, Joel Magley? How you doing, buddy? So guys, Charlie had brought up that because it's a small group that we're always here together and there's a lot of the same names, which is great. How rad is that? We've built a little community around our coffee chat in the morning. I think that's really cool. And of course, I would like for more people to join in, which if we're consistent and we have some fun, then they will find us. But what Charlie was mentioning was that we should all get to know each other somehow. Now, I don't know the best way to do that. And he mentioned that I know a lot of you because I speak to a lot of you guys offline. But I didn't feel comfortable dropping sort of details, or we would need to find a way that we would be able to do that. However, if you want to say a few words about yourself in the chat, you're more than welcome to do that. And then everyone could sort of do that. That way, when we come back in tomorrow, maybe everyone will have a little bit of a better idea who everybody is. Hey, Johnny, looking rad. Well, thank you, Joe Mackley. I try to do my best in my fashion sense. So, but I don't know. But Charlie, I got your message. I'm looking into it. We'll figure that out. I would enjoy to get to know everyone a little bit better as well. There's certainly a lot of you that I do speak to offline, some other Art of Charm groups, some other people we've just become friends over for the years of doing the Art of Charm. But we'll see how all that goes. So I wanted to bring up, here's a silly point to all this. Joel brings up, he's like, hey, you're looking good. You know, I was laughing because if some of you guys have been watching these videos for a long time, you know that in the beginning I was wearing some more colorful stuff, and then it just became this sort of black on black rock and roll thing. And when I was doing those and I was doing some editing and putting them on YouTube, I sort of felt odd when I saw videos where I wasn't in the black jacket and the black t-shirt, and it sort of felt out of place. And now perhaps this is my own illusion and my own cognitive process gone awry. But when you are looking to be consistent And so with going on it every weekday morning at 8:30, I wanted to be consistent there. I had slowly put together a format that is easy for me to remember as we do these videos and chats. But I had noticed that when I had worn anything else, it sort of had taken away from its power, from its consistency, from what you would come to expect. And I felt that had derived or had taken away from the message. For as we continue to do these, there's a branding that gets set up. And that if I wasn't if there was a change, that you all would notice it and see that change, and it would take away from our sort of message. Like the sort of the aesthetic here. We have animal in the back. We got our rat coffee, and there is a branding and an aesthetic to what this show is going to look like and be. And you guys have come to expect that with 30 episodes. You know, advertising, branding is an odd thing like that, where one little thing out of place would take away from the message, but also from the strength of what you have come to expect. Yeah, I get that. Branding is important, and it's weird. So now I just kind of sort of like have this uniform. You could even call it a costume that you guys now have come to expect. For instance, free candy. If you guys haven't seen it, I will post you can see the on my personal Instagram, free candy, our dear friend who joins us from Texas. She did some fan art. She made a pencil drawing of me. And because the consistency of the branding and the getup that I always wear, it was easy for her to put together. And I would imagine a circus costume. And I would, yes, because I'm a circus animal. That's right. I would imagine it was that consistency and that branding, which makes it easy. But if you see what she had drawn, and it's beautiful, it's wonderful. I'm going to use it for some of the Insta stories. If you see what she had drawn, it's very the figure is incredibly recognizable because there is a branding that goes along with all of this, and it's odd to me, but that's the way it has. There's free candy, and that's sort of the way branding works, and it's odd. And I never thought of it too much, but when you do things consistently, the mind wants its patterns, and it looks to see those patterns in order to feel comfortable. And for all of us, after 30 episodes of this, you know what to expect. So I wanted to comment on that today. I find that rather interesting. So to Joe Mackley, thank you very much. Yes, we tend to look our best here with everything that's going on. All right. So here's another one, guys. I put out yesterday's video, and of course I got pushback by all the people who are doing dating apps and online dating during this situation. There was a lot of rationalizing. There was a lot of people who immediately brought up, well, yeah, I mean, I understand your point, but in my case, anytime that you say, but in my case, or you take yourself out of the generalization, then you are saying that you are special. Now, listen, I recommended that you don't do dating apps and online dating during this time. And I recommended that you take this time to focus on yourself. Now, I knew when I said it yesterday, and of course I've experienced it, there was pushback. There was people say, well, yeah, for me, listen, you're going to do it anyway. So if you're going to do it anyway, I'll hand out a few at least tips in order to keep yourself a bit to protect yourself. Because here's the thing, we have a global pandemic. Running out to meet people that you have met online now is more dangerous than ever. And also, this idea that we used to have leading up to this of disposable relationships where, I don't like this person, next. I don't like this person, next. Oh, I don't get along with this person, next. That sort of lifestyle is one of the components to all this that is going to change, because trust is going to be more important to our health than it has been leading up to this point. Now, trust has always been important to our relationships, but we now have relatives, family members who have health issues that make them compromised in today's world. And so trusting in these relationships and the buildup of trust to meet new people that you might have met online can be life and death for some people. So if you're going to do it anyway, I might as well give you guys at least a few pointers that you could use to protect yourself. And you should just be cautious of. So, free candy thing. I think you're right that dating may be fruitless right now because you can't meet, and doesn't do anyone any good. I absolutely, that was my whole point yesterday. But people are going to do it anyway. Why are they going to do it anyway? Because biology tells us to. You know, like for a lot of young people, they are driven crazy by their hormones. I said it yesterday. You can't outwit your hormones. Your natural drive to procreate is going to make these decisions one way or another. And it is going to make rationalizations and justifications in order to do what it needs to do, whether you logically want to do it or not. And that's just how rationalizations and justifications work. So despite my warning on dating apps and online dating, and perhaps focusing on yourself right now would be a better option to make you a better prospect when this is all over, why don't we dive in a little bit and just chat about a few things that you need to look out for if you're going to venture into what I'm going to recommend you don't do. So for any of you guys who wanted to see why, my full explanation on why online dating is such an incredible, terrible thing to do right now, watch my video from yesterday. And for you guys on Insta and on Periscope, all these videos are archived, all 30 of them on YouTube. They go there every day. And if you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and do that. Sylvie, I agree with you. Dating propositions right now are the kind of like random marriage proposals on the bus. I question the person's sensibilities. Yeah, 100%. I love that. They're like random marriage proposals on the bus. That is Sylvie over on YouTube. I got to agree with you. You have to question the person who is proposing to you. Now, I love it. You guys kill me. You guys crack me up. All right. So let's just go ahead and put a few things together, because if you're going to do it anyway, you might as well protect yourself. Number one, be cautious of the time and investment. Both parties can easily get manipulated and get sucked in to investing a lot of time and effort that will result without any results. So please keep your efforts manageable. And what do I mean by that? Well, for some people, they're lonely. For some people, they're using online dating and dating apps right now as a way to get validated and entertain themselves while they're sitting at home alone. And if you are looking at this and trying to take it seriously, or you get sucked into the conversation and the pictures, and you allow your brain to romanticize who you're speaking with, your investment is going to be a lot more than the other person on the other line who is using it flippantly, chatting with multiple people and enjoying getting validated and entertained, while you are investing heart and mind into a relationship that is a figment of your imagination. Digital scammers have ramped up their game because everything online is now, yes, absolutely, everyone is doing this. So number one, be careful of your investment and how much you're putting into the other person. So understand it and understand when your mind starts to romanticize about a relationship that is not happening until two people are actually have met and have been together and spending time. There is only so much that relationship can develop online. I would also say if you are interested in somebody and you are trying to move it forward, or you want to keep yourself from investing in a fantasy or a romanticized version of the relationship, move it out of the dating app into a Zoom or a Google Face Meet or a conversation that is outside the dating app. As long as it's in the dating app and it's asynchronous communication, then the other person on the other side has an opportunity to not be investing as possibly as much as you are. That is going to get you in trouble. There is no way to understand the level of investment of the other person. It's never going to be the level of investment that it is for you. It will always be different. But here's the issue. Here's why this fantasy gets distorted in your brain. It gets distorted in your brain because you can only judge the other person and what they're doing by what you are doing. And so if you are investing heavily, it's easy for you then to think that they are investing heavily. You will think they are investing an equal amount of time and energy and emotions as you are investing. That's just how the brain works. You can only go with what you know, and what you know is what you are doing. So this is why the walls of reality get distorted, and then you start making rationalizations about why your relationship, your online fantasy is different than what it may seem. And then you start making rationalizations and justifications why your relationship is special. Once you buy into the story of why yours is special, the walls of reality have become distorted. And now you are working within the confines of a relationship that you have built up in your mind. So if you have a match or you start talking to somebody online, before any of that starts to happen, try to move it to a Zoom or a synchronous conversation and try to keep your head about the situation objectively. And this is the thing, it's a slippery slope. You understand that you guys who are doing this are playing with fire. It is a slippery slope to keep this online relationship objective and realistic without sliding into a romanticized, fantasized version of this because of the situation we're in. There is no face-to-face conversation. You cannot read micro expressions. You cannot read body language. Even if, so guys, you guys are looking at me right now, and even though we're having a conversation and you're seeing me right now, the issue with this is because of the definition of the technology that we have, you cannot pick up my micro expressions, and you are programmed, your brain and your emotions, it's programmed to mimic my micro expressions in order for your empathy to kick in and us to have a conversation. You understand that none of that can happen online. That can only happen in real life. So the relationship would have to advance at some point in order to make sure that both parties are on the same level, the same level of investment. And that's where things get difficult, because I do not want anyone to put themselves or their family in jeopardy of getting sick because of an online relationship. It's incredibly dangerous. So this is why I mentioned yesterday to not even mess with it. However, there's going to be a lot of people who need to poke their hand in the light socket in order for them to realize it's not a good idea. How many of you had to have done that yourself? How many of you have had to learn the hard way in life in order for you to stop doing things? I personally, as a child, remember the time I stuck the fork in the light socket. So, I would like to say that you guys were listening to me, and I'm sure most of you guys think this and understand that it is an incredibly hold on for the smell test too. And I know that you guys understand and know that it would be a bad idea. However, there's always going to be a smart part of people who are going to do it. So, all right, now let's go ahead and finish this out. There was one thing I wanted to tell you guys about, and we'll wrap it with this. If you are doing the online stuff, keep it safe. As I mentioned, have a few exchanges and then move it to another format in which you can actually have a synchronous conversation, and then try to keep the investment level equal between both of you. If either party, the guy, the girl, the guy, whatever, if you realize that you start to think about this person a lot, then you're in trouble. You have already slipped on the slope and have already started to build up the relationship in your mind. Is it possible to just chat with people sillily on these apps and get some validation and entertain yourself? Yes, absolutely, 100%. But understand that it will be a slippery slope. Sean 421 says, just heard a Talking to Strangers podcast epic. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Guys, today I have an opportunity to interview Ruben Gretchen, who wrote the book, The Four Tendencies. How many of you guys are familiar with the Four Tendencies, which is the upholder, the questioner, which is me, the obliger, and the rebel. It was a great book. If you hadn't had an opportunity to check it out, please do. I'm interviewing Gretchen today with AJ. I'm really excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And also, guys, if you're going to do the online communication stuff, learn about emotional bids, an opportunity to connect with people through the bids that they use to emotionally connect. And there's 9 types. There's bids of attention, bids of interest, bids of enthusiastic engagement, bids of extended conversation, bids of play, bids of humor, bids of affection, bids of emotional support, and bids of self-disclosure. All of those bids carry with them emotions and opportunities to connect. And if you're able to focus on them, your conversations can certainly get deep and the connections can be wonderful. And if you want more on those, check out the Art of Charm's Communication Accelerator. The link for that is in the link tree. You can find it on the Twitter bio. You can also see it in the description of the YouTube videos. The Art of Charm Communication Accelerator is all of our best bits from the guests over the last 15 years of the podcast, our online and in-person training programs. It is awesome. So check that out. All right, Joel Mackley, understanding and noticing emotional bids are a game changer. Remember them from your podcast? Absolutely. So I would definitely check that out, guys. Now, I'm going to go through this. If you have any questions, throw them up. It has been a wonderful chatting with you guys today. Oh, Sylvie, well, thank you very much. Sylvie said it's a wonderful course. Great. Thank you very much. We have a lot of fun. If you ever have any questions, throw them up about it. I'm here to talk about it. The Communication Accelerator we've been working on it for 14 years. So let's see what else we got. Tattoos by Jenna. Hello, how are you? We made it another day. Yes, we have. Certainly. Free candy. Well, thank you very much. Do you think you're right that dating might be fruitless? Well, people are going to do it anyway. That's why. That's why I've been saying that. Digital scammers, they've ramped up online. Absolutely. They're on every channel now. All right. Nyborg 007. Well, thank you for joining in. All right, guys. Well, I will be here tomorrow. I am here every weekday at 8:30 a.m. If you wanted to see any of the other videos, remember, they're all archived, all 30 of them on YouTube. And we're going to continue to do this. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you have questions, if you have topics, if there's anything else you guys would like to talk about, please don't be afraid to send them, DM us. I read everything. For a lot of you already know that I chat with a lot of you guys. If you're interested in do some rad learning about the emotional bids and more connection stuff, check out the Communication Accelerator. It is in the link tree. It is in the Twitter bio. And it is also in the YouTube description boxes. All right. More topics on confidence. Well, Joel Reed, write me on any of the social media and tell me what aspects. Certainly there is many when it comes to confidence. You can DM me on Insta or Twitter, any of those things. I would love to talk about it. Right on. All right, guys. You all take care. Have a great day. Thank you, Christina, and thank you, Charlie. We'll see you guys.